What's up, guys? Ergor here again. I just wanted to give a quick first impressions after playing an okay bit of Season 3. So far, I've enjoyed the Seneschal alright. I wish the acquisition of the stones was a little bit better, but they are enjoyable to try and figure out ways to combine the tuning stones and the governing stones. The power level seems pretty low, even at the early levels that I'm still at, but outside of that, I do think they're pretty decent. The vaults were a bit of a letdown. I haven't done Nightmare Vaults yet because I haven't unlocked Tier 3 yet. I've been playing kind of chill, to be honest. I didn't go super hard. I didn't want to burn out really fast, so I've just been kind of chilling. But the vaults were, like I said, a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping that they'd be harder to avoid, honestly, but all of the trap rooms have places that you can just stand and you'll never get hit by a trap in that spot. And all you have to do is just not die to the monsters that are in the room. So it's actually like super easy to not die to the traps. So that's a bit disappointing. I was kind of hoping it'd actually be like pretty skillful to keep your warding stacks up. And then I haven't gotten this far yet, but I've heard people talking about apparently the boss costs 10 pearls of warding to run. You need to run the uber boss in order to farm the unique tuning stones, which obviously you're going to want to do. So it's kind of de-incentivized to actually use the pearls of warding for warding stacks in your vaults. So that's also a little shitty, in my opinion. I feel like it'd be a bit better if they made a separate currency that can drop at the end of the nightmare vaults, and you use that currency for the uber boss. That probably would have been better, because then it's even better. It would have been probably pretty good if they made it specifically so that currency can only drop from the warding chests, the ward woven chests. That way it incentivizes playing well, because if you want to run the boss, you have to do vaults, and you have to do them well, because if you lose your warding stacks, then you lose the ward woven chest, which loses the opportunity of getting the currencies you need to fight the boss. And I mean, the ward woven chests, like I said, aren't hard to get because the boss is pretty easy. Or not the boss. The traps are pretty easy to avoid, at least so far. But at least that would disincentivize you actually engaging with the warding mechanic like it currently does. I did like the story. Like, the story questline was short, but that's alright. It was interesting. The main character that you follow around in it is an interesting idea for a character. I really like that they made it so that in this one, compared to season 2, you can just go through and do the entire story straight away. There's only one level requirement that I ran into. Partway through, you have to be level 20 because you have to have access to the jeweler to do one of the quests, and that's it. The rest of it, you can do it pretty much immediately. And by the time I got to it, I was already level 18, so it's not like I had much more farming to do before I could actually do that part. I also really liked the boss. I've only done the story version so far, so we'll have to see how the Uber version is, but it was pretty fun. Like, a stationary trapped-based boss is a pretty neat idea, and I feel like they executed it really well. Hopefully the Uber version of it is pretty good too. I was originally going to, like I said in my last video, play Necromancer, but I wound up actually kind of getting bored with the bone build really fast, and I decided I wanted to try out Lightning Druid because it's a build I haven't tried yet, and it actually looked pretty good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it so far. Lightning is pretty fun. It's a pretty expensive build in terms of like the spirit cost, so sometimes it can be hard to keep your Lightning Storm stacks up, but it does good damage. I was kind of hoping to get the poison tuning stone, but I haven't gotten it yet, because having a little extra poison would be pretty nice, because then I could run the crit poison node so that I have a bit more crit damage. because you already baseline run crit chance in this build, and I mean my crit chance isn't very high yet at this gear level, but still I feel like having some inherent poison built in outside of the poison creeper, since the poison creeper is a lot more randomized, it'd be nice to have that extra crit damage built in, but it hasn't dropped yet. I'm not a huge fan of the acquisition system for the stones, because you get a bunch from doing the quest, which is good, but most of them you get by just killing constructs, looting shattered stones, and then you craft a thing that contains one stone, and it's a random stone, and it could be one that you already have because you have to get duplicates to level them up, which is not great. But honestly, overall, despite like the lack of enthusiasm I have with the mechanics so far, I am enjoying my time, and that's mostly just down to the fact that I do enjoy the game. I get some enjoyment out of playing it. I haven't played this game to death yet, so that helps. And it's been a few months since I played it, so it's a lot fresher for me. I'm also just kind of I've seen a few people saying this lately. I'm just kind of sick of being negative about the game. I've always been pretty positive about it because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to games for the most part. So I've always been decently positive on D4. Really, the only time I was kind of really negative about it was Season 1. I thought Season 1 was really bad, just because it didn't really do anything to improve the game over the base game, which was pretty shitty to me. But outside of that, I've been pretty positive about the game, and while I don't blame people for being negative about the game, it does have a lot of issues. I think people really overblow it. Like, there's a lot to like about this game. There's a lot to really dislike about it too. Like, don't get it twisted, but I don't know. I just don't really like being constantly negative. It just puts me in a bad mood, and I'd rather just look at what's good about something, you know? So that's usually how I look at things. And if there's a game that I just don't like, or I think it's bad, I just don't play it. So as soon as I start getting bored or dissatisfied with playing Diablo, then I'll just go play something else. I mean, we've got the launch of Last Epoch coming up soon, so that'll be pretty great. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be continuing that series. But in the meantime, keep playing Diablo. And as long as it's fun, that's really all I care about, to be honest. As long as it's fun. Because if I'm playing something and it's fun, then I can have fun making content around it, and then that makes better content. Because if I'm having fun, then I make better content. And making better content makes me happy. And I'm sure it makes you guys happy, because you don't want to see garbage. And not to say that my stuff's the best in the world, but I'm trying to get better. But yeah, that's about it for today. Probably once I get this this druid up to tier 4 and get a good solid set of gear built out and have a decent bit of Paragon boards fleshed out, I'll do a video around the build I'm doing. But if you guys want to see the build guide I do for this Lightning Storm druid, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be posting that soon. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you later. Peace out.